What's going on, everyone? So we're working on the Red Ranger today because I went to go pick up some steel. Got a couple 14-foot, 1.5 by 3. What is it, 10 foot? Yeah, 10 foot, 1.5 by 3, 2 of those. Some 1.5 by 1.5 tube, some C-channel, and some angle. Now this isn't everything that I'm gonna need to finish this project, but it's gonna give me a good base and a good going, because I've tried to fix this bed now several times. You can see here the body lines do not match. This shakes like unbelievable, and it's just getting to a point. I mean, this whole side, yeah, my foot goes right through there. This whole side's gone, and the more I try and fix it, the worse it's just gonna get. I could replace the bed on it, but for a clean bed is like $1,000, and then I still would want to paint it to color match. So flatbed it is, and that's what we're gonna work on. I gotta empty the toolbox, pull it off, pull the bed mat, pull all the bolts off, tailgate, tail lights, and the fuel filler neck, and then we're gonna pull this bed off, get some measurements, because what we're gonna do, you know what, let me go ahead and start doing it, and then once I get this thing close to coming off, I'll tell you guys kind of what my idea is with the frame of this and how I'm gonna try and make it. Because the bumper, I think I'm gonna take the bumper off too and do a built-in bumper with the flatbed, but let me get to it. Alright, so it's the next day. I ended up having to go swap the C-channel out because they accidentally gave me the 10 foot, not the 14-foot section. So I had them just cut it to 7-foot sections right off the bat, because I plan on making the full length of this bed about 7 feet to the end. But I'm going to have a little kick in right here, kind of like some certain flatbeds. So this is my idea here, is with the C-channel being the main frame to go along with the frame rails of the truck bed. Now I do have to space them out properly, and that's why we're still going to get measurements off the original bed slash the bed mounts, because this is about what we need for that front. So that's why I have this pipe right here. What we're going to do is, once we get that measurement, cut this pipe for that height to put right in here, weld it to the C-channel, and then this way, once it's welded to the C-channel, we can clamp it down to where we need it there, make one for back here, and then we're going to make another one probably somewhere around here as well, and maybe one just to sit right here, and then same thing on that side. And once we have that all set up, we're going to square it off, and I have 1.5 by 3-inch rectangular tubing for the front frame that we're going to put right on top of here. That's going to sit here, and then we're going to have our side rail. It's going to do a little jog in, go over, little jog, go straight back to the cross member, and then I have 1.5 by 1.5 tubing to go across, an 1.5 by 1.5 angle to go on the back here, and on the front here, just to serve as a lip for the boards to sit on top of, because I'm going to do 1.5 or 2x material on top as the decking, because diamond plate was a little expensive, and honestly this bed is going to cost as much as I pay for the truck in the long run. Well, not as much as the truck, but I'll let you guys know a total. So far the metal that I bought was around $700-ish. So, but again, like that bed that I pulled off, I could probably still sell for a couple $100. I found rust-free beds for $1,000, but I would still have to go spend a couple $100 on paint to paint it to match. So why not do a custom flatbed? This way I get a little bit extra length out of it. I'm gonna do a custom bumper on it. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna start doing that, measuring and leveling everything out so I can start cutting and welding. Alright, I'm still learning to stick weld, so bear with me. Well, I'm not afraid to show it. Those are my welds. We'll see if they hold. Might do one more pass down here. Yeah, I'll do one more right there. Alright. Anyways, so that's the idea. This is going to be my spacer. I left a little room for maybe a washer right here, and then I still gotta blow a hole here through the C channel for it. And I just realized I welded it, so this would be on the passenger side. But oh well, I just gotta remember that with that one, and then vice versa. So all right, I'm just gonna continue with this, and I'll show you guys when I'm all done. All right, so this is basically the premise I'm going for. Spacer here, and then we might do just one more here and one more here, like just as a supportive spacer here. And then this one is also going to be a bolt hole, because the bed originally just had bolts here, and bolts at the front, even though you could put another set of bolts here because some trucks had an extra set of bolts. So we'll probably do one more set of bolts. I almost want to do it up here, another set of bolts up here and not back here, because I'm extending the bed out but not the frame. We're gonna have more leverage here, so I would want an extra support here. So we might do another support right here with a bolt hole here, and then just have the one in the back. But who knows? Well, I know, but that's, yeah. And I did a half a job on painting the frame. Just hit it with primer, hit it with some black paint just to kind of clean it up a little bit. Still very rusty. I wasn't gonna put in all that time to clean up the rust any more than just spraying it down. So anyways, that's the premise. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. Once I have the other side, I'm gonna square it all up, cut my tube that's gonna go here, because now I try to space this back, but I think I'm gonna try and trim this up some. So we'll see what I end up doing with this, because I think it might run into the cab, or the cab vice versa. So might trim this up a little bit. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get the other side and get that cross member and this back one, because this one I'm going to do a piece of angle, and then yeah, you know what I'm saying. Maybe you'll see what I'm saying. All right, so I got the other rail done. Now I just got to square everything up. I just have them C-clamped in place, and so basically it's just going to be corner to corner, make sure everything's squared, and this way, and we should be roughly there. And then start cutting up the other tubes and angle iron, because I'm gonna have a piece of rectangle tube here, piece of rectangle tube up there, but this piece I'm gonna kick in, and we'll have our lengths. But we'll probably do that one first, and then put a piece of angle just tacked in on this side to hold it square, and then maybe a piece of angle over there tacked in to hold it square. But yeah, and I thought I measured enough spacing off of the cab to the end of these guys, but maybe not. So we might take in the tube a little bit here and then trim that off at a later date. But yeah, otherwise it's coming along quite nicely. And honestly, I don't even know if I need another spacing here, because this C channel, very sturdy. I mean, this whole flatbed is probably going to be way more sturdy than the truck is and was even back in its prime. But you know what? It's a Ford frickin' Ranger, and I'm making this bed as sturdy as I think it should be, because I want to be able to put a four-wheeler on here. I want to be able to put an elephant on here, or the weight of an elephant, because I even have the upgraded springs back here. So yeah, let me go ahead and keep working along here. All right, so I got the frame rails lined up with the bed rails, or the main support rails. Everything's squared off in line and good to go. So I'm gonna start measuring for my width, because I was planning on doing like 18 inches or 68 inches of full width. So it's gonna be about 18 inches out from the edge of these rails to here. So this way it puts it right in line with this body line here. So this way the bed rails will come just over the tire, and then I'll kick it in, go over, kick it in, go back. So gotta minus the 3 inches from the initial width of whatever I'm going to do, and get that piece tacked in, and then go ahead and tack in this piece back here, and then we can go ahead and start doing the rest of the supports. I do have a magnet for holding metal. I don't know what happened to it, so that's why I did what I did. But it should be good. Let me tape measure. 1.5 and 1 5/8. I left a little room on that side. It'll be fine. This way it gives a little leeway to do the back one, but everything's welded in, square, should hold. And now we'll just do our cross braces, the 1.5 by 1.5 going this way, and my battery's about to die, so I will catch you guys with a new battery and possibly a time lapse of me putting all this stuff in with the new battery. So so this is about where I'm at right now. As you can see, this was the angle that I was talking about. I don't have it fully welded, but I have it welded enough just on one side. Again, I'm learning to stick weld. I'm trying to teach myself how to stick weld. So my welds are ugly. I'm going to tell you that right now, but they're going to hold. I'm making sure I melt things. This is going to get ground down flat. I kind of butchered that cut. I'm going to butcher that cut, but it's going to get filled in. I can promise you that. So yeah, this bumper is going to go. I'm going to do like a kick out bumper. So I am making this a lot longer than the original truck was, but I only have a regular cab. However, I'm making this bed as sturdy as I can because at some point this bed might end up on a different Ford Ranger, because who knows what will happen to this one, or it'll forever live on this one, who knows. But yeah, so this is where I'm at right now. I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out so far. Bed's going to be a nice width. It's about 67 inches wide, 7 feet to the very end here. So I'm going to lose about, what is this, like 6 inches here on the sides. But again, I'm going to have all this floor space, and then at some point I think I will do walls along the side up to here and then up to here, and then put a gate right here. But that's future plans. And then might mount a box here and a box here, or just a box there and side pan. I don't know. For now, this is where I want to get it. Alright, so I know I ended the video yesterday and I was going to go into a check-in for part 2, but I decided to get the rear bumper all done up along with this side. Everything is welded in but not finished welded. Like, I still got to go around all the tubes, at least the 3 sides. Again, my welds are not the prettiest. They don't look good, but they're going to hold. Like, this one wasn't too bad. That one's pretty bad. This one should turn out all right, but I'm gonna grind it flat anyways to make this nice and smooth, like how I did up here with the angles. But I was pretty happy with these angles, how they turned out. I'm still gonna trim this down because I don't want it to the very end of this, so I might take it in a few inches to about here, so then this piece will kind of, when I do the sheet metal, it's gonna come in. But anyways, check in for part 2 on the bed build or flatbed build. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it's coming out, because eventually I'm going to mount the hitch and shackles right here, wire up the lighting and do the decking and paint all this up. But for now, I'm just going to continue welding everything. So hopefully you guys are enjoying, or hopefully you guys enjoy. And like I said, stick around for part 2 of this build, and I will catch you laters.